Hello Internet, Sir Mutton Chops here, welcome back, and as you can see I'm on my Gnome Cleric this time, taking a break from the Monk class for a little while. Going to continue uploading the Path to Grandmaster series, but for right now it's all about the Cleric, and, well, there's a very good reason for that. The Monk I have, being as high level as he is, I can't really get really good footage of groups because they're a lot more in depth, if that makes any sense. It takes a lot more time to be in a group. They're almost like mini raids, and I just quite honestly don't have that kind of room on my computer, so I'm gonna have to kind of wait. The character is on hold, as it were, waiting in the wings, and it's gonna be a long time. Me love you long time, but for right now, the love is gonna be on hold. If that makes any sense. Sounds like a song title. My love is on hold. Will you accept the charges from this phone call? The love connection. I'm done. Anyway, after that awkward moment, we're gonna get into the Cleric class a little bit, as it's more lax and casual, at least at this low level, and hopefully it'll be entertaining enough. I'm gonna try not to bombard the internets with a bunch of Monk footage, but I gotta get it off my computer. It's like STDs for my computer. I gotta get rid of it, or I've got to spread it and give it to somebody else. So yeah, that's gonna be something on the to-do list for sure, because I gotta get some more footage. I gots to, and I like playing the Monk class, but it's not too bad getting back onto the old Cleric, getting back on the old horse here, and getting used to not having feign death. Actually, it's taken some work. I tell you what. Divine Aura is just nothing compared to Feign Death. When you have a Feign Death in your back pocket and you know it's pretty reliable, plus you have Mend, lots of other things at your disposal, well, it's just hell when you don't have them anymore. I'll just say that. But I'm making do, and it's nice to be able to have as many bags on my person as possible, and all the copper coin I can muster up. But yeah, I'm gonna run him over to the guards. Now, I'm not too sure if the guards would actually attack him. I would assume so, yes, because any other skeleton they'll attack. But nevertheless, I'm over here trying to land some nukes, and I just got rid of a decaying skeleton who was gonna threaten to interrupt my spells. Killed him, and now I've got a dwarf skeleton doing just that. So yeah, I'm pretty much screwed right here. I lost the fight. I'm trying to cast Divine Aura, and it fizzled and then interrupted, and just like that, it's all over. It's all over now, baby blue. And I'm staring at his feet. I don't have a foot fetish. This is just the way I died. Those are not appealing feet anyway. And, well, it's sadness. Lots of sadness. Lots of raging. But I'm going to try again. If at first you don't succeed, make an arse out of yourself again, and, hey, record it for posterity. This time I'm going to pull him over to the zone area, to Cafe. I don't know why, because I'm not /OOCing or shouting that I'm doing so, thereby jeopardizing anyone who may be zoning in or zoning out. Yes, I've got to remember I don't have Feign Death. I've got to remember lots of things. It's just very hard to get used to. Having to zone, or having the idea in my head that I may have to zone. So I'm gonna have to remember to /OOC it. Let people know, hey, I've got a very large skeleton here that's pissed off and wants to eat my heart out, and possibly yours as well. But, well, I'm gonna try to go about this in a different way, a different method, I think. Yeah, that's right. Use that fear spell you got there, and hopefully it'll land. And if it does, it'll interrupt his spell, just like a stun would. But a stun does not last very long, and a root would just leave him there to nuke the hell out of me. Now, unfortunately, there you just saw that my spell was interrupted, and I looked like I was at a complete stop, but apparently not. You have to wait a split extra second for the inertia to kind of ease off you, so you can actually cast. Otherwise, you will have an interruption spell, and it will piss the hell out of you. You will definitely rage, especially if you lose, and it definitely can mean losing or winning a fight such as this. A lot of these fights with this king here as a yellow con were 50-50. Just gonna let you all know that. If you're gonna try to solo him, I suggest having So on your person or J-Boots, because it's not pretty. It is just not pretty at my level. At level 15, level 14, yeah, if you're not twinked, I wouldn't do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into Unrest here. I'd been here once before on this server, but before that, never. So, yeah, and it was very brief. I was at the fireplace, cramped up, didn't do too good of a job. It was a while ago, but we're going to go right back in. I'm kind of set up like a battle cleric, not too sure what I'm thinking here. We have another cleric and a paladin, so I'm a little too overzealous. It's going to be much more strategic. I'm going to be here for heals, so the gems you see are all going to be rearranged. And then eventually, actually, the group makeup is going to change on and off because we had people go Link did, and people just... Oh, it was crazy. But eventually, we got a good group going. After several groups that were kind of like 2 and 3 people, and just mix and matching, it was crazy. But this is the first time of me entering into this zone. As of recently, we got a barrel roll there from from the dwarf, who I'm supposed to be grouped up with, but right now he's got a train on his hands, nipping at his heels, and I'm gonna get the hell out of here too, because I don't want what he's got. I don't want what you got, man, except in your inventory, which I accidentally right-clicked there. Sorry about that. Some people get really offended. I don't want to piss people off. Actually, sometimes it wouldn't be that bad to piss them off. It's got to take a lot of energy to be offended. Especially in real life, but yeah, we got the train here, and a gnome with golden boots. I want those boots. Yes, I do. Golden Efreeti Boots. They are on my list. I think they're by what 5.5k. I think sometimes you can find them for 5k. I'm definitely gonna try to get some of those bad boys. I think it's like plek 9 plus 9 wisdom, and I definitely would like some of that. Although wisdom doesn't really convert into a lot of mana early on. You definitely want some plus mana items such as, what is it, mana stone rings? Or no, moonstone rings. Jeez, I keep saying mana stone. And speaking of mana stone, actually, the guy behind me, Griami, is going to buff the hell out of us and utilize the mana stone quite well. So we made it pretty well. He's got some golden Efreeti boots as well on his person, making me kind of jelly. I'm a little jelly, but... well, I'll get over it. Eventually it's going to happen, and I'll be doing a little happy gnome dances, some Snoopy dances, and definitely getting into the whole cleric mode of thinking. It's going to be interesting, I'll say that. And I actually was thinking about trying a dwarf cleric because they got really good stats, and of course gnomes have like the worst stats for a cleric, but whatever, I don't care. It's not the size that matters. It's what you do with it. It's what you do with your stats. But yeah, I was gonna do a dwarf because they have beards and whatnot, and they have barrel roll. You can't overlook barrel roll. I mean, come on, do a barrel roll. Yeah, I love that game, Star Fox. I haven't played that in ages. Oh my god, so many old games I have not played. I really need to get back up on my console playing, but. Well, we'll see. But for right now, it's all about Everquest. I never thought I'd actually be able to play this game again. At least not in this actual basic replication of it. Just definitely did not see this coming. Big kudos to the people who run this server. My hat is off to you. I am very happy. Again, Snoopy dances. And making the most of it. Definitely catching up on a lot of zones that I did not experience. And as you can see here, we picked up a bard along the way. We're going to have a trio here. I am the lowest member in the group, but well, it doesn't matter. I'm the cleric. And it's strange, actually. A lot of people seem to keep the cleric as the focal point. I kind of like to think of the cleric as the football. You gotta, or like protect the ball kind of thing. Because I went on a few raids, and it was like, you gotta protect the cleric. The cleric and the enchanter, basically. And you'll see some of that later on here in the episodes to come in Unrest, where I'm trying to protect the enchanter, and then people are trying to protect me, basically is the idea. But it's strange. I would get random tells recently. I've been getting them. And people are like, well, you're starting a group up in Unrest, because I'm in Unrest with like one other person who's really high level. So they think, oh, well, somebody's either getting power leveled, which doesn't seem to be the case, or somebody's soloing and possibly starting up a group. And I guess clerics are known to do that, but just not my forte, I guess. I'm not really in a leadership kind of mindset. I'm more of a follower, really. So it's going to be kind of a change of pace for me. getting groups together and starting them all up. But I'm all about it, I guess, especially if we're the most wanted members in groups. Usually, that's usually the general run of things. If you have a cleric, you can get the rest of the pieces together, the rest of the little chess pieces to kind of harken back to the beginning of this episode. But yeah, we're all set here. Now it's funny, I'm looting these pages here. You'll see, I delete one of them, I destroy one of them later on, but the other one I keep for some reason. I guess I just didn't destroy it, or I didn't pick up any of their items and run out of room. And later on, our enchanter needs it, so some weird happenstance that went on there. But yeah. Oh, also you'll notice that my cleric has a different face. I had to go with mutton chops. I really did. I couldn't not do it. And the really cool thing about this server is if you hit I, if you go into your inventory, at the bottom you'll see a bunch of little buttons, and one of them says face. If you click that one, it'll immediately put your character's face right up into the window, zooming in on it, and you just click the arrows and pick whichever face you want, and it'll automatically change it for you. You don't have to go and recreate a character. Now, it doesn't do sex changes. It doesn't do that. That's a lot of work, even in Everquest. But it does change facial features, so keep that in mind. If you ever have, misgivings about your choices, you can always change them. And our dwarf just dinged there. That is rather nice. Certainly is a boon to our group. And I'm gonna ding eventually, but I don't know if it's gonna be in this part. I think it's in the next part or the one after that one. But I do ding here. Really good experience, even in a duo or in a trio such as this. Really good experience, and not even because of the buffs, although the buffs definitely did help. We are sitting pretty and getting a lot of experience. And I'm just throwing in some swings here because I don't even know what to do. I guess I could throw some undead DDs and just hurry up with the killings, and we could drag more mobs in, but, well, hindsight, 2020, that kind of thing. Now, I've lost my dwarf, and that happens a lot of times. A lot of people claim to have lost their dwarves, and I've lost mine. I tried to heal him. I think he went downstairs because I could hear some noise down there, and I think I healed him through the wall or through the floor, but then he just kind of ran off. So yeah, I'm stuck over here with a half-elf, and she got quite a bit, or he, I don't know. I'm going to say he because I assume that about most people, but the character skin itself, she. Alright, I'm getting off topic here. I stayed with him, because, well, that's a pretty big pull there. And, well, we survived, and thankfully, after I got aggro there, the damage shield was still on me, although it was fading. So we got the most out of it. We milked it for all it was worth, and now it's time to scurry on back to our little safe spot, our little cubby hole, and yeah, loot up. It's time to loot up. Now, I do seem to loot a lot in this episode, and episodes to come. I assure you, I am not a loot whore. I am not a ninja looter. I just didn't get footage of everyone else looting, or maybe I did, and I just didn't really notice it while I was recording. I just seem to remember lots of looting on my part, but I shared. We got some ring mail to drop. We got some bronze to drop. Things are looking up. Things are pretty good. I don't actually hate this zone. I'll say that. I don't hate this zone. I hate the Fallen, but that's probably because the keys and just the general layout of it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I mean, I like all zones in Everquest because I like Everquest, but preference-wise, I prefer Unrest. And even for experience, I seem to think that, I don't know, it just feels like Unrest has a lot more to offer in the way of experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know dungeons do have experience bonuses. At least that's the general impression I've been led to believe. So, yeah, it certainly does seem to be the case here, as we did a level up really fast. Again, the buffs did help, I'll say that. Agree is a definite helper, but and all-around stand-up guy. I've bumped into him a couple of times on my monk, and he's always been very chipper, very dapper halfling. But we're going to continue on here for a little bit. A couple more episodes to come. try not to die. That definitely is something that you want to do, not die. But well, we'll see how that works for us. Things can happen, bad things can happen. I want to apologize for my voice. Not too late to go ahead and do that. Not my voice in general, my voice today. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm getting over it. Things are looking up. I need to cast Cure Disease on myself, maybe. I don't know. There we go. That's a lot better. Wet the old whistle. So we're gonna finish up here, and I think there's about 1 or 2 more parts left to this, and then we're gonna skedaddle on to some other zones. Also, really quick, I just want to go ahead and throw out there that I'm going to be uploading more Path to Grandmaster episodes, and probably more frequently as well. But for right now, God, what am I doing? Oh man, yeah, you get really bored in groups sometimes. I guess when you're this overpowered with buffs and whatnot, things happen. But thank you all for watching, nonetheless, and stay tuned.